Welcome to Film 360, the Full Circle Film Show. Tonight we're going to be discussing a student film called Sky Purple. Stay tuned, it's going to be a great show. At Film 360, I really want to talk about productions of every shape, every size. I guess maybe minus a few, but for the most part, pretty much any kind of production I want on this show. And so tonight we have an awesome student film. You guys want to introduce yourselves and talk about what part you are on the show?
Yes, my name is Marlon Gonz, and I am the director, the writer of Sky Purple.
And I'm Shea Sexton. I was the director of photography.
And this is a feature film?
It's
or
a
is
short.
this a short? Okay,
Short
cool.
film.
Short film. Good. So that this is exactly the kind of projects that I feel like a lot of time we don't hear as much about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of us are working on projects like this.
Yeah.
But I like getting to hear more about them. But before we move forward, just so you guys know, we have an exclusive trailer release for this short. We're going to be having that here in just a minute. But before we get there, I put it to Facebook today in a little segment we're going to call Crowdsource Synopsis.
Ooh.
And I asked them, if you heard of a movie called Sky Purple, what would you think it was about?
Ooh, that's interesting. What are the responses?
I'll give you each a stack here, and you can take
All
turns
right.
reading them off.
All right. Would you like to go first, Shay, or would I?
Go ahead.
Okay. So one user said some sort of crazy weather or natural disaster devastated all life on Earth. Pretty accurate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, metaphorically speaking, that could work. I've got one here that says, Journey of a colorblind person trying to figure out what everyone else is seeing. That just gave me an idea for a short film.
Wow.
I'm going to take that.
I'm starting to think these ideas are better than the actual film.
Some of these sound really cool. All right, what you got
All right.
next?
So next is a documentary about the first aircraft to break the sound barrier. That's awesome. I'd watch that. to
I
be
feel
honest
like
with you.
there's history there that
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. It sounds cool.
Dang.
All right, I've got one, the biopic on the life of Prince.
Oh.
Now that would be a fun film to shoot.
I mean, biopics are the thing now, I guess.
They're big.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ever did a
Yep.
Prince.
They've
bio.
got
Totally.
Tolkien coming out this
Yeah.
year.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 on Steve
Tolkien,
Jobs.
Rocket Man, Bohemian Rhapsody, big stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
Yeah.
stuff.
What you got?
An origin story of a young super female. That's awesome. to be
Yeah,
honest
she
with you.
sounds like a superhero. I could see
Dang.
that.
Cool. And we've got an ex-Vietnam pilot suffers guilt over napalming a village. All right, returns to make amends.
These are
That's another cool idea.
people should really make films out of these because these are so.
There's some good ones. They
Oh my
really
God.
Yeah,
are.
whoever
Okay.
submitted these, awesome job.
job.
Make these films,
Okay.
or we will.
Earth has stalled in rotation and half of the world is stuck in perpetual dusk. Well, that's pretty dark, but awesome.
All right, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but this might be my favorite. A mystical city made of amethyst on the edge of the world is rumored to guard the gate to the underworld and unknown riches and knowledge. When a group of explorers set out to find the crystal city, they find more than they expected and could unleash the end of the world.
That's the one,
Right?
That's the closest.
Right?
That's okay. So the story of an ascent of the first female president. That's
Oh, yep.
interesting. How do people come up with these just by the name?
I don't know. And that's what I love about this. All right, have you read all
Yeah,
yours?
that's all of them.
Okay,
yeah.
I think you
Okay.
got a couple more.
A surrealist painter and his many misadventures. Okay, so this is kind of close
Is
to
this
the
the
actual.
closest?
This is the closest thing it's gone so far. Okay, there's one more. A fantasy film where there is a dark purple mist that overcasts the land, and and diminishes the powers of the land warriors and cripples communication. A lone shepherd finds himself the only survivor of a part city where a dark foreign foe lands their forces to attack. Is this an actual film?
It sounds like it.
Cool. Well, thank you for submitting this. That's kind of interesting.
Fun
To say the
stuff.
least. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so now, give us a little taste of what your film was like, and then let's roll
Okay,
further.
so the film is about a kind of a vulnerable photographer who finds a picture of this woman. He immediately falls in love with it and tries to do everything he can to find this mysterious woman that's in the picture. And so the entire film is basically his journey trying to find who this mysterious woman is. And it's a very, like, it sounds very, very hopeful, very optimistic, but it's actually a pretty dark film about this character who's just lost and very vulnerable and needs something in his life in order to move on. So it's a film that has several layers on top of it. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So this is a Film 360 exclusive release of the trailer for Sky Purple. Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much for sharing that
Yeah,
with
you're
us.
welcome. That was just we've had such a blast making this film. It's very different from anything that I've seen off a student film before. Just the shots that Shea Sexton did for this film is just beyond my expectations because he really put a lot of work into creating this whole nother world that these characters live in, and it makes such a big difference when you're watching a film. So it's just incredible.
Yeah, one of the challenges that we had was we basically only had about 6 weeks to write the script, produce it, find locations, cast, everything.
Wow.
But I still wanted it to feel like a whole world contained in this short film. And we were able to secure, I think we have about 5 locations.
Nice.
And took about 10 hours to craft the shot list because I had a very specific vision visually for
Yeah.
how I wanted the film to look.
And did you storyboard too?
I did storyboard. I'm a terrible artist, so I usually rely a lot more on my shot list, and I just write extensive notes. I have the storyboard, but on set, usually I just refer to my shot list. And
Which is incredibly helpful when you're making a film to have some sort of shot list, because a lot of student films just go there and just film without any plan of
Right.
some sort. So it was so much easier for us to have some sort of shot list to based on. It was helpful and it was just convenient and fast to the production. So it was just an incredible time. We had an incredible time making it.
Good, good. Okay. And so now I want to talk about, you sent me over 7 things that you learned
Yeah.
through this process. Now, I'm assuming you've made numerous films before, but these are some things that you thought were particularly relevant
Yeah, very.
coming off of this. So let's start with the first one, which is planning.
Yes. So when you are making a film, depending what your budget is, you should always plan what you really need in a production. I find planning, it just, like we just said, it makes a huge difference when you're on set, and it just made things so much easier. You should always plan what you need instead of what you want, which is is a phrase that I've been told so many
That's
times.
a good, yeah.
I mean, we planned a lot for this production.
yeah, going back to the shot list, the reason I spent so much time, and I think I had over 100 shots on there, is I like to over-plan so that when you're on set and you see a shot and it's slightly different than you envisioned it, some shots don't work the way that you planned, and some shots work way better than you planned. And so you're like, okay, this is absolutely the shot I want. Let's cut these other coverage shots. And by over-planning, that allows you time to get that creative inspiration on the set right there. And some of our best shots happened that way, where we were filming something and I saw it and we got it quick and we had a little extra time, and I just had this idea come up, said, okay, let's shoot this different angle real quick for this section, and I think it worked out really well.
We really experimented a lot with this film and took a lot of risks that we haven't done in a while, which is interesting, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, the next one is, and I wanted to understand this better. Invest in story.
Yes, that is, and a lot of filmmakers just avoid this, but if you're gonna invest in something, invest in the story, because at the end of the day, your story is what's going to make a huge difference when the audience watches your production.
Okay.
You should always invest a lot of time in your story, because if you don't have a good story, you're not going to have a good film, and it's just going to be a challenge. For us, I invested a lot in this script, like you have no idea. And it was just, it was a challenge, but at the same time, looking back at it, I'm glad I did, because it made a whole lot of difference when watching the final result of the film. And
So describe what you mean specifically by invest in the story.
So invest in story, invest in time. If somebody else is writing the story for you or storyboarding, it's probably going to cost you money. So if somebody else is doing that for you, invest a little bit of money into that, so you can make a big difference in the production.
Also taking the time to understand your characters on the deepest level you can. What do they want? What do they need? Why are they going after this goal that they're searching for in the movie? What's their deepest fears? And the longer amount of time you spend with your character and understanding who they are, then you can create much deeper conflicts that will resonate with the audience, that will, that's the problem that we see with most student films is they focus a lot more on, say, the plot or the action or just cool looking shots, and they're not really thinking about their characters from the audience's point of view, and is this conflict relatable? Is it believable? Do we care about this character? So investing the time in becoming that character as you're developing them.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that was the main point in this film, is to try to resonate with the audience as much as you can, for it to be something meaningful, which is what our goal was with this film.
Great. Good. Okay, next was equipment, specifically sound. And I know when I made student films, I struggled from this quite a bit. So what was your learning there?
I mean, we invested a lot of time, and the equipment that we shot for Sky Purple was rented us by the school, so we didn't really have to invest as much as we could have, which I wish we could have invested much in sound, because sound is so important in a film, and when you're editing it, you hear it. You hear like sometimes the complications that sound is made, and so you either have the choice to go back and completely do it, or just ADR, which is a challenge as well, and it's a lot of time to invest, and you should be investing in something else, not just in that. But just invest in your sound, please, students. Please invest in your sound, because it's a tricky situation where it'll save you a lot of time, and it will save your film.
Yeah. It's also very non-glamorous. If you have bad sound, everyone notices, but if you have good sound,
Nobody
notices.
no
one notices.
Yeah.
No one cares. That's not what they're paying attention to. It's not an audiobook. It's a visual story. But if you have bad sound, it takes everyone out, and you have to invest in not only good equipment, but people who know how to use the equipment
as well.
Yes. All right, real quick, we're going to give some sponsor love, and then we'll be back to talk about a few more points. So we want to thank Summa Business Law for making the show possible. They're great for contracts and other business needs, tons of that as a filmmaker, and I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough. So check out their website. Also, Creative Stream, want to thank them so much for letting us film in their awesome space. Any filmmaker around here should be jumping at the chance to film here. So let's take a look at some more info about them, and we'll be right back.
Oh, accursed one. I shall have my revenge.
And cut.
Sometimes you need a place to get that perfect shot. Whether it's in a mystic land, a galaxy far, far away, or in an office, not so far away. But most people don't have the resources for a full studio or the money to rent one. Enter Creative Stream. Creative Stream was built from the ground up with creators and business needs in mind. It's the perfect space whether you're making a YouTube video, recording a corporate training, or just getting those final shots for your latest feature film. Creative Stream is pre-lit, and the state-of-the-art LED lighting setup allows for effortless lighting adjustments that will make your work stand out. The studio features a white cyc wall, a green screen, and a beautiful talk show set. Creative Stream has fantastic prices for professionals and even offers special pricing for student filmmakers. Whatever the size of your next production, Creative Stream can make you look your very best. To learn more or schedule your next production, visit www.creativestreamstudios.com.
Running a successful business is hard work, and navigating the complexities of the law is time-consuming and even costly. There are so many legal considerations: business formations, entity selection, taxes, partnership agreements, licensing, hiring employees, business contracts, non-disclosure agreements, sale of a business, estate plans, and mergers, just to name a few. This is more work than most business owners can handle on their own. Let Summa Business Law guide you through each phase of your business and help your business achieve further growth. Summa Business Law offers a flexible subscription service that makes it possible for anyone to have access to the business counsel they need. A monthly subscription can give you access to document reviews, protecting you from potential legal threats, one-on-one meetings, as well as business and legal advice. We offer mobile services that come to you to save you time and money, and calls and emails are available at any time at no additional cost. Contact Summa Business Law today to schedule your free consultation and help your business reach its potential. Great. We've got a few more points to talk about.
We do.
The first one, and again, I kind of want some follow-up. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Said food.
food. Especially even if you are paying the actors or aren't paying especially if you aren't paying your actors, you should always have at least some sort of crafts table there. Because there were points where we were working long hours and we were just exhausted. But thankfully, because we had a crafts table there, that just helped us regain a lot of energy and just fuel to work throughout that entire day. But yeah, just invest money into food because it's gonna save you from a lot of grumpy crew members and actors.
And what do you recommend specifically? Because I mean, I have my go-tos for my craft table, but is there something you found that just went like crazy that everybody loved, or is there
waters? Very important. Fruits. Let's see, we had
And granola bars.
some granola bars. We had
Fruit
some,
snacks.
Yeah, just something. At least have something, not nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Emergency plan. I'm
Ooh.
sensing there was maybe a lesson learned here a hard way.
Well, there's always a lesson learned in every production that you've been in. There's always been some sort of emergency that you sometimes don't expect. With us, yeah, we had an emergency, but luckily we had money at our disposal to immediately fix the situation, and that was very useful, honestly, and it saved us a lot of time. Thankfully, he went out of set alive. Well, I'm not gonna say what happened, but
I don't say what happened, but I still have the scars.
yeah, it was not good. And it was really out of our control. Like we didn't know.
Yeah, it's something that we couldn't really have foreseen. But it wasn't life-threatening.
It wasn't. No. It was
Say
not
that much.
life-threatening. Nobody died. No one died.
But have your first aid kits.
Yeah.
You never know what will happen.
Yep. I got a call once when I was doing a film, and they said, "Hey, remember to bring a first aid kit." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll grab one." They said, "We need it already." So they were off practicing a sword fight. So, anyways, all right, and our last one, is paperwork.
Paperwork. Make your paperwork more presentable. And I think you mentioned this last time Yeah, if you want to be taken seriously by everybody in your cast and crew, make your paperwork presentable. Invest money into it and time, just the design of your paperwork, because even though you might not feel like you're at a professional setting, you want to look professional in front of your actors, in front of your crew. And so just having the good amount of paperwork out there is just super helpful. And shout out to our producer, Mary John, who just invested so much into this paperwork. And this is an 11-minute film. By the end of the production, our production book was like at 69 pages. So it was which is, I can't even imagine what paperwood would be like in a feature. But
A couple thousand.
yeah, you need to separate it in several
binders.
binders. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for us, it was really useful. We had almost everything at our disposal to complete this film in a very successful way because of just the paperwork in general.
Awesome. Okay, where can we see the film?
Yes. So the film, it has been submitted into festivals.
Okay.
So you'll have to wait till next year. No, you'll have to wait. We'll see. We'll
Okay.
see. Hopefully it gets into one or some, but but we're very excited. It has been an incredible journey so far, and we've got long ways to go with promoting this film and just putting it out there. Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll have a good time.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks so much, guys, for being
Thank
on,
you.
sharing some insights and having some fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you, Film 360.
Thank you, Film 360
Yeah.
fans.
Awesome. And make sure to share when the film's available.
Yeah, we will.
So people can see it.
Definitely.
Awesome. We want to thank our producer today, behind the scenes, Les Keller. He does an amazing job for us. He keeps this show running. So,
Round of applause.
and thanks everybody
you.
for watching. And stay tuned for next week. We're going to have another awesome episode of Film 360.